Hello, this is Katakiri Mastermind here, and I'm here to talk about what you're gonna do with back row, with triple MST and heavy storm format. Now, when we heard about this, everybody just thought back row's dead, don't play back row, it doesn't work. As a lot of people probably already found out, you can't really do that. It doesn't work like that. You can't play no defense whatsoever. And a lot of smart players have probably figured this out. By playing dome appeasements, I don't mean you have to play regular backer like bottomless deep prison. These guys, like the Mirror Force, the Torrential, the Solemn, or the Solemn Warning if you got one. You don't have to play that. What I mean is you gotta play some form of defense. That can be monster defense, like DD Crow, MST, Gores, Torrential, or chainable back row like Trap Dust Shooter Convulse. It just has, you have to have some type of defense. Okay? Now, smart players have probably already put in the Treg and the Gores and said I'm done. Now, the thing with this monster defense is that it's a little situation. The Gores and the Treg are on obvious things by battle, but like everything else, like the Veiler, DD Crow, or MST, really depend on what type of deck your opponent's playing, and will probably be sided out. They're not good against every deck. Even if they're good against a lot of decks, not every deck. Now, chainable back row, besides Trap Dust Shoot, or Mind Crush if used right, it's most likely going to be a -1, if not chained to something. Like if Compulse isn't, if they don't activate MST on Compulse, you're going to -1 unless you hit a Synchro Summon or something like that. So going -1 is to stop your opponent's play isn't really great, but sometimes you need to, like having the Veil or something first turn. Now before anybody says anything, Book of Moon and any other, and I'm pretty sure most quick play spell cards besides Omni Controller's second effect, which will end up being a -1, is not a chainable back. In the sense that if your opponent goes MST on your quick play spell card, even if you chain it, it's probably not going to do anything, because your opponent is going to play the MST or the Heavy Storm before that you would have a good opportunity to play this. That's why, in my opinion, it's not really a quick play. It's not really a chainable back. Now, an interesting concept is floater back row. Now, floater back row generally, these cards really aren't that great. Like Synchro Miracle Fusion can be awesome if used right, because if your deck can support this, I would recommend playing it. But your deck has to really support it, and you have to know you have the possibility of drawing into this. If for some random reason you don't know what this does, it's for Synchro Fusions, where it requires a Synchro Monster and a non-Synchro Monster. Well, it could require a Synchro Monster, but if it requires if one of the Synchro materials is a Synchro Monster, I'll let you fuse in the graveyard like Miracle Fusion. Now, what this counts as a floater back row is that if it's killed while set by your opponent's card, you get to draw one card. Yeah, so it stops it from being completely dead, like some other spell cards, like Pot of Avarice, and if your opponent goes, you go +1. Cool. Now, Blast of Chain is a card I've thought of that doesn't, if those of you who don't know, when it's activated, it equips to a monster. That monster will gain 500 attack points. It doesn't sound that great, but while equipped, if it gets destroyed by a card effect, it will pop a card on the field. So if your opponent goes MST, there's a monster on the field, and they target this card, you chain this card, this gets blown up, and you get to pop a card on your opponent's side of the field. Again, it's a +1 play, but the catch is that 500 extra attack points isn't that great, so it's only good if your opponent goes to pop it. Like, it's not that good. There are other cards that if your opponent pops it, you get the pop cards on the field, but again, yeah, their effects, they're usually dead unless your opponent tries to pop them. Now, everybody knows this combo of Call of the Haunted. You bring back like a Sangan or Card Trooper. If your opponent targets with MST, you get to draw a card. That makes Call of the Haunted actually advisable this format, even though there's so much back row hate. And you can even bring back Vortex Trooper. Yeah, you want to do that. No, you don't. Unless you're me. Anyway. So, yeah, so you can still play Call of the Haunted as long as you're playing floaters. Yeah, you can even bring back, like, Goblin Zombie and things like that. So, as long as you're playing floaters, it's fine. But they have to be floaters that trigger off of that. Now, what if you're going, I want to still play this back row? Well, you still can. It's just probably going to get popped before it gets used. Unless you build your deck in order to protect it. This brings up the argument of Starlight Road. Starlight Road, in my opinion, isn't good, this format. I mean, it's decent, but it's not good. The reason being is that out of the 4 cards that are probably going to be sided in against a heavy back row player, if Heavy Storm not mained, Starlight Road only hits 1. The other 3 can still pop the back row. And that's not even counting a smart player playing around your back row. So, I mean, to stop 1 card from hitting your back row, it's pretty good, but if you go set 4 back row, the opponent probably knows you have a Starlight Road. Okay. So, without Starlight Road, what can you do? First off, you can play 6 amps. They're not dead, they're just good. Like how Gladiator Beasts are good. But they're better than Gladiator Beasts. They're like in between Gladiator Beasts and Meta. If that makes sense. Because they can still make Naturi Beasts, and that's unlimited. And they still have the 1 Sheehan. Plus they have the counter trap. That if a face-up 6 M's on the field, you stop destruction. It says destruction, not just monster destruction. So you go, they go Heavy Storm, no. Now, speaking of Naturi Beast, any deck that can make Naturi Beast can play back row, because you go Naturi Beast. The 4 cards that are going to be played to kill back row happen to be spells. Naturi Beast, spells. Naturi Beast, spells. Yeah, it kind of works. So, you know, most people, since they're playing less back row, aren't going to have much answer to a Naturi Beast set 4 back row go. You win! Alright, so, in my opinion, I don't think going all out with any one of these answers, unless you're playing 6 amps, is going to be the way to go. I think playing like a combination between floater back row or monster back row, or like a Naturi Beast and stuff, would be good. That's my opinion. I hope you enjoyed the video. This is my first. I hope to be uploading more. And this is Katakuri Mastermind signing.